was a little larb with yesterday, Robert. Tinker did not score, but yet and still they still won the game. That means that this is a very deep ball club. Their bench came through for them yesterday, and next person is step-up mentality is what they've been doing, and I expect a great ball game.
It is the Buccaneers and it is the Lions. Tip-off in 1 minute. Well, we've had the introduction of the starting lineups for both. Let's do the same for our viewers as well. On the Shelton State squad, it's been a 5 that have started 31 times this year. There has been one lady who did not start all 31, and that is Hobney. And by golly, she was only in 30 of those games. So obviously, the Buccaneers, with the likes of Julie Nikelna, Janiyah Bone, Michaela Hobney, Alana Obianozi, and Coco Thomas.
Right, and when you look at Thomas, you're talking about one of the top rebounders in this conference. She does a great job on the glass, and she's the kind of person that is going to be an integral part of this game today, Robert.
And on the other side of the floor, Callie Tinker, Cameron Sanders, Adasia Mercer, Sanaya Gibson, and Nayla Fuller. All right, Coach, all week long we have talked about the fact that when you face a team 3 times during the course of a season and you've been beaten twice, it is really tough facing a good team to win it a 3rd time. What about here?
Well, I think we're going to find out in a couple of minutes here. But Shelton State got the tip on that one, Rob.
Hobney with it, top of the key. Working it down low, drives it, banks it, and all of a sudden, just like that, 17 seconds in.
Right, straight line drive, you can't have that. You got to defend a little bit better than that. Both teams are coming out in man-to-man.
What about butterflies? I mean, are there any butterflies at this point?
No, I think the ladies now, they're tournament tested. I think they got the butterflies out in the game yesterday.
Give it over to the left side to Mercer. And there's the bomb, and we saw a lot of those this week from Wallace Hanceville.
Right. Mercer was able to put that shot down.
I'm faking the handoff. Nicolna out front. You might think that's out of her range, but she can hit those.
Right. She can score on all 3 levels. She's the player of the year. She does an outstanding job.
Hobney picking up the dribble. Thomas with it out front. Obianozi. Turnaround Shea. Got the rim. If they can get it, they got a new clock instead. Out of bounds, but it will roll out off Sanders.
Right, and see, in this situation, once you defend for those 30 seconds, you got to get that rebound. You got to turn it over.
Put in play by Hobney. You know, I mentioned in the regular season these 2 teams played one another twice. In one of those 2 games, there was only a 2-point separation at halftime. Granted, Bucks went on to win relatively big.
Right, but here's the thing. Both of these teams know each other. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses this time of the year. And that's a good strength right there. Long time, big time 3-point. That was Hobney with that 3-point shot.
11 points a game for Hobney. Hits about a third of her threes. Mercer to Tinker. That is Gibson giving a look, and you got a foul of the offensive variety charge to Tinker.
Yeah, they're going to get Tinker for a legal screen that time. Be interested to see how aggressive Tinker's going to be on the offensive end of the floor with her not scoring at all yesterday.
Hobney to Nicolna. Nicolna from the Czech Republic is the first
interior passing,
and thus far the only international player for Madonna Thompson.
Right. She likes to build her team within the state of Alabama.
Sanders into the paint. And Fuller with a walk.
Well, You might want to say that maybe the nerves are out not right now for Wallace State. But a lot of times when you lose to two of the same team twice during the regular season, it puts a lot of pressure on you to try to overcome that.
What a pass from Hamdi to Thomas.
Right. And right now, Shelton is doing what they want to in the offensive end. Wallace State is going to have to get a timeout.
And that will prompt a break in the action. We'll pause too. It's the Bucks by 6 early. Coach, if you go back a year ago, it was Wallace Hanceville that gave Shelton all kinds of fits.
Right. But this is a different team this year. Shelton State is a little more. Both teams are experienced. Oh, that's a good three-point shot.
Here, Coach Simmons, you love that coming out of the timeout.
Right. Good use of the timeout. You got a basket out of it. Now we're going to see if Shelton State is going to continue to try to get this ball down inside.
Handoff given to Hamdi, works it to the top of the key. Shelton State, the number 6 ranked team in the country.
I think they got a 3-second call on that one, Robert. That's not something you see every day.
Fuller with it out front. Fuller was a workhorse yesterday for Wallace Hanceville.
Oh, yes, he did an outstanding job.
Back out front, it goes to Fuller. Handoff to Mercer. From behind the line, the arc, the three is no good.
And that's Thomas with a rebound. That's the thing that she's done all year. Led the conference in rebounding.
Omianozi was behind the arc, puts it inside, then back outside with the give to Bolt. Hamdi for three. Off the rim, Omianozi.
Obanobi is right behind Thomas when it comes to rebounding. One of them is at 9 a game. The other one's she's at 7 a game, and she does a good job. She's at the free throw line. And during the season, she shot it at a 71% clip.
"13 points a game, one of 4 double-digit scores for Shelton State. Averaging 80 a game.
Yep, they like getting up and down the floor. They like shooting the basketball, and I think has been part of their success over the years. Coach Thompson loves to push and get what she can in transition.
Well, are the regular season scores indicative of the fact that Wallace Hanceville is trying to slow it down? Because you've got a team that scores 80 typically, but they haven't scored above 60 yet.
Right. Well, that's part of the philosophy to try to win the basketball game. That's part of their game plan. Let's slow them down. Let's make it a lower scoring game. It gives us a better opportunity.
Mercer headed to the stripe. These are two bitter rivals, by the way, even if they weren't playing for the ACCC Championship.
Yep, they like playing against each other. They call that foul on the floor, so they're going to inbound the ball from the baseline.
In play to Fuller. Mercer working it top side, resetting the offense. Pulls up near the elbow.
That's a good shot, just didn't fall. That's Thomas with another rebound. And here they go, they're pushing it down the floor.
Nicola for two.
Yeah, all she did was a rim run, what we call a rim run, go from rim to rim.
16 points a game, 7 rebounds per night for Nicola.
Once again, she was the player of the year in the ACC.
That is Fuller working into this side.
She had that block by Thomas, I believe, yes, on that block, and that's going to be a walk. See, right now, Hanceville, the Lions are trying to get the ball inside, but Shelton's doing a good job of being aggressive on the post denial and the post defense. They're doing a pretty good job.
Has there been a substitution yet? I think the starting 5 for both still there.
Oh, yes.
Another sign of how significant the game is, Fuller.
All right, once again, Shelton is pushing it.
And that'll be a foul charge to Mercer.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Mercer on that. She was trying to slow him up. Made or miss, Shelton is pushing the ball down the floor. They either pitch it up or they're doing it off the dribble, and that means you got to get back.
We are in the stable at the University of Alabama, Hanceville, home of the Chargers, and today the home of the ACCC Women First and Men to Follow Championships.
Wow, that was a long three that time from Thomas.
Back out front to Mercer. Stolen away, Obianozi with it. Gets ahead of the pack, lays it up, lays it in.
Right, good pressure defense, good defense on the ball.
.328 to go, opening quarter of play. Tinker, who was dropping in threes yesterday, relatively quiet thus far today. Mercer with it, front side. Gibson the screen.
And here we go, Shelton State on the push again. They're looking to get it inside.
Nicola drives left side, not there. And you got a walk and a Buccaneer ball.
Now you're getting your first sub of the game. That's Heather Tetros getting into the game for the first time.
Put in play to Bone. Still no Buccaneer subs. Hobney with it.
Little hesitation, dribble, and get into the basket.
Off the glass, battle for the board.
And they're going to get a jump ball on this one, and the possession errors will give it to the Lions. Now, offensively, Wallace and Hanceville, they got to get into a flow. Their offense right now has really only been about Mercer. They got to get some other people involved. And as I say that, they do.
That is Gibson with the drive and score.
Good curl action there, and she was able to get downhill.
Omni backing her way to the charity stripe. Tetro into the game, defending. Loose ball picked up by Sanders. Works her way into the paint. Mercer back out front. Handoff given to Sanders. That is Mercer for three.
Again. Another rebound by Thomas.
Hamdi with the top of the key. Tetro defending.
She's calling for the ball screen.
Back over to Thomas. Bone with it. Thomas with a drive. Height mismatch. Shoots over Fuller. Rebounded by Gibson.
Right, good defense that time by the Lady Lions.
Throw it out to Fuller. Fuller open for the three. I'm surprised she didn't take the three. Tetro picking up the dribble. Fuller with a spin move. Kona with a rebound, gives over to Hamdi.
And once again, they're going to push.
And let's see, is that a Gibson foul? It is.
That's the fourth team foul for Wallace.
First on Gibson. Hamdi. Well, that was a missed opportunity for Bone.
Yep. Little Bunny, she wished she could get that one back. And it's Fuller down on this end drawing a foul.
So Fuller will go to the line.
Yeah, they're going to get Nicola for her first foul.
That will be her first of the game.
And Fuller on the season, she shoots it at 64%.
7 points a game for Fuller.
She was 2 out of 4 in the game yesterday.
Harvest, Alabama product.
Yep. Stone throw away from UAH.
Well, that's if you could throw. Rebounded by Gibson.
I would imagine they'd go for the last shot.
Down by 7, trying to trim it by 2 or 3. Sanders contact in the paint. And that'll be the offensive. Ran into Arissa Jenkins now into the game for the Buccaneers.
And now Shelton State has an opportunity to go for the last shot of the quarter.
Hamdi backing her way in. Tetro falls down. Great opportunity for Hamdi, and she hits it. So after 10 minutes, a 9-point lead for the Bucks.
Right, and what they're doing it the old-fashioned way, they're pounding the ball inside. They're not looking to score too many from the perimeter. They're trying to get the ball in the paint.
Quarter number 2 coming up. Coach, you're running all over the place during timeouts. I thought you'd gotten up for a jog around the arena.
Yeah, get some logistics down. But this is an interesting first quarter, and Shelton State to get an opportunity to go on the offense again.
17-8 advantage, Bucks with the lead, and they have possession to begin the second. Bone bringing it into the paint. Well, she's got all kinds of moves, able to drop it in for two.
Yeah, great drop step that time. And when you look at the stats, Wallace and Hanceville only shooting 30% from the floor in that first quarter.
What about the 5 turnovers, too? If you average that per quarter, you've turned the ball over 20 times.
Right, and you cannot afford to to turn the ball over against a team that's as high octane as Shelton State.
First double-digit lead of the game, 11-point Buccaneer lead as it is put in play from the baseline.
Right, they got to find some offense.
That is Jaden Toney checking into the game. Over to Mercer. Jaden Toney was a starter yesterday, but not today.
Right. I think they're tinkering with it. They're trying to come up with matchups, and you never want to see that as a coach. You foul with only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I had to give them 20 more seconds, another possession and 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Jenkins picking up the personal. Ball on the floor, bodies on the floor, got a jump ball.
But prior to that, that was great defense by Nicola. She was able to block that shot. She played great defense. She moved her feet and ended up with a block, and then they end up with a jump ball out of that situation.
Lost out front. Mercer couldn't hang on. Hobney's got it. Good speed to the glass. Into.
Live ball turnovers will get you every time. It's danger zone right now for Wallace or Hanceville. And they're going to call it a legal screen. And they're going to get Gibson on that.
Well, that's got Joseph Simmons a little fired up.
Yeah, but right now he's got Coach Simmons got to get those Lady Lions settled down.
Hobney to Thomas. Just a perfect pass.
Yes. They did that all day yesterday. They do a great job of interior passing, high-low. They do a great job with that.
The Madonna Thompson philosophy reminds me of the Don Shula philosophy of years gone by, who said, you do in practice what you do in a game.
Yes.
You live it. She makes sure that every little angle is covered.
That's great coaching, and that's why she has over 700 wins.
Into the lineup, Ella Collum. That is Fuller on the drive.
Yep, shot clock violation. Great defensive stance by Shelton State. Coach wanted that break. Coach Thompson, she wanted the break. They had the rebound. She didn't want them to blow the whistle on that.
You know, if you were to look at her temperament, you wouldn't know whether they were up by 30 or down by 30.
Yep, she's even killed. Good for her. Oh, they're going to call her 3 seconds that time. But I thought Nicola, once she gave it up, she stepped out of the lane and then reposted. So, but the official didn't see it that way.
I think she thought she did too.
Yep.
Toney over to Fuller. Toney defended by Obi and Ozzie.
Robert, I'm wondering if I don't understand about Tick. She's not going for the basketball. Good drive by Mercer. See, Mercer right now, she's carrying this team. They need Tinker to step up on the offensive end. She's their leading scorer for the year.
Has been quiet. Down by 13, Jenkins. Man, does everybody throw pinpoint passes? That is Hobney off on the three.
And that's Thompson with another rebound.
Back it goes to Thomas, down to Nicola. Rebounded by Jenkins. And eventually Fuller coming away with it.
There's Mercer again.
Misses the three, rebounded by Thomas.
Yeah, that should be about 7 rebounds already for Thomas.
Well, we mentioned the men played today as well. Southern Union and Wallace Hanceville in the men's championship. Nicola
says, "You're not going to guard me, I'll take this three." Yeah, they're going to get Jenkins on that foul. Oh, no, they got Obanofta on that foul.
Obanofta picking up her second. Let's take a look at it again.
Yep, she came crashing in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No doubt.
Kind of a Ronnie Lott type tackle.
There's Tinker. Off glass.
Well, you said she needed to get involved.
Yep, and she did in a big way. And as a scorer, when you see it go in, that might get her started. That might jumpstart her game.
Turns it into a 10-point game. Nicola firing the three off the rim. Mercer taking it into the paint, fires into the corner, caught him for three.
One and done for Wallace.
I'm going the other way. Jenkins. Over to Nicola. Thomas gives to Hamdi. Back to Nicola, and she'll pick up the foul.
That'll be her second. That's a big foul for them.
Two big fouls, Nicola, and you thought with a height mismatch that the advantage belonged to Nicola.
Oh yes, you can see her backing into her. Good call by the officials. Coach Thompson didn't like the fact that she rushed her. She had all day. She could have taken her time.
Give it over to Fuller, trying to cut it inside double digits. And they will. Sanders foul and going to the stripe after hitting two.
I think they're going to get Jenkins for that foul. That's her second foul. Shelton State is already in the bonus.
With still half the quarter to go.
Yep.
Timeout on the floor, 23-15. Lions get to within 8 as we go to the media break. Everything good? It just feels like where this game is concerned, we've been saying this throughout the course of the tournament. When one team feels like it's kind of gotten a dominant advantage, then other teams start sneaking back into the game. Lions have battled back to within 8, a chance to turn it into a 7-point game here.
Right, because they've been more aggressive on the defensive end of the floor. They've put together some stops, and then on the offensive end, they are attacking, and that's Sanders with a knocking down that free throw.
And all of a sudden, what was a 13-point lead is now just 7. Hamdi, top of the key, gives to Thomas. Into the game with Nicole out is Brianna Adams.
Right, good defense that time for the Lady Lions.
Chance to make it a 5, maybe a 4-point game. Take her to Fuller. Tony working in top side. And you get an offensive.
Yeah, they're going to call an illegal screen, and that's going to go against Collum.
Here's the first on Collum. Lions and Buccaneers.
The two best teams in the ACC
came into this weekend's play, the 1 and 2 seeds. They won, got an opening round bye, skipped the quarters, went to the semis. Able to get the rebound. Fuller back over and goes to Tinker. Tinker for 3 off the rim.
Good job. That was on the offensive glass was Fuller that time.
Tony trying to get by Bone. Handoff goes to Tinker. Fuller will shoot 3 off the rim.
And they're going to get that foul. That's going to be on Hobbit.
Backed her way in, committing the personal. And again, we are into the bonus. Will be for the rest of the half. That has got Sanders shooting.
Right, she shot it at 73% on the season.
Had 14 in one of the meetings between these two.
Right, and she was only 3 of 6 from the free throw line yesterday.
Had 7 in the other. Cuts it to 6. The Buccaneers have gone on a bit of a dry spell.
Right. And that's because you got 2 of your better players sitting on that bench. Good drive to the basket.
Column defended, still didn't stop Hamdi.
Yeah. Once she got her shoulders past, it was over with.
Inside 3 to play in the half. Sanders with a miss, reaching back for the board is Thomas.
Thomas with another rebound. She probably closer to double-digit rebounding already.
Give it into the corner. That's Jalen Pleasant. Pleasant's got the lone non-Hamdi start of the year.
They're going to get a kick. They're going to get Pleasant on that kick.
Sometimes the kicks are unintentional.
Yep.
That was kind of an intentional kick. Heck, if you can't get it, go for a field goal.
Right. She said she lost it, but I'm going to get rid of it.
Down front it goes to Mercer. Sanders, top of the key 3. Drops it in. 5-point game.
I think that's the big thing for Wallace and Hanceville. You got to get this game, keep this game close.
Down to Thomas. Couldn't get it to drop. Fuller with the rebound.
But they do a very good job of doing that high-low. Just could knock it down.
Tinker quickly to the glass. Blocking foul on Hamdi.
And Tinker's one of the better free throw shooters in this game at 81%.
Does just about everything well. 40% from the floor, 40% from behind the arc, and 81% from the line.
Right, that's shooting. Yeah, she leads the conference in three-point shooting with that 40%.
All of a sudden, it's a one-possession game. Hamdi to Adams. Colin kind of daring Adams to shoot the three.
Right.
Big cushion.
Right, the Lions are doing a better job on the defensive end of the floor. And they trap that ball screen.
And a walk by Hamdi.
Yeah, that defensive pressure has really picked up in this second quarter. And they're forcing Shelton to really work on the offensive end of the floor.
An opportunity to bring the game to within one or tie it up. Mercer feeding over to Fuller. And Fuller banks it. It's a one-point game.
Yep, the Lady Lions are playing with a lot of confidence right now, Robert.
Hamdi top of the key. Lost the dribble, able to get it back. Needs a little help, finds it in Pleasant. And Pleasant has a pocket pick. Mercer's got it.
Now Shelton, Wallace has an opportunity to go for this last shot. Coach Simmons is calling out the play that he wants.
They want the lead at halftime. Sanders spins, Thomas defends. And Sanders will have a chance to tie at the line and give the Lions the lead.
Right. That's the second foul on Thomas. As you watch the replay, the spin move, and she came down. She came down on her arm.
Sanders less than a second to play in half number one. Best case now is a tie.
Yep. And Shelton State, they got 0.9 seconds. They'll probably try to get a shot off.
Hamdi from half court. Nearly got our camera count. Brian McCullum.
Yep.
Wow, 25 each at the half, Coach. I mean, you can't get any tighter than this one.
You cannot. And Wallace and Hanceville's got to feel good about where they are in this game because Shelton State jumped out to the big lead, and we've been seeing that all tournament. A team will forge ahead, and then the team that's behind will fight their way back. Wallace and Hanceville did a good job of fighting their way back. They did it by intensifying the defensive pressure, forcing turnovers, and then they became more aggressive on the offensive end.
It is halftime, and it is knotted up at 25. The ACCC Women's Basketball Championship. We're back with more right after the break. Halftime, 25 each. It is the Lions and the Buccaneers coach. It was a first half that started with the Bucs going out in front by 13 at one point. And then just slowly but surely the Lions chipped away at that lead. And then you go at the half to 0.9 seconds remaining, and Sanders to the stripe shooting two. Hits one of the two, and there we are, 25 each.
Yeah, and the difference in the game in that in the second quarter, Wallace or Hanceville, they shot the basketball better. And then in terms of trying to force more turnovers, Shelton State had 7 turnovers in that first half, and Wallace was able to take advantage of that. They were able to ease their way back in the game because of the turnovers. And when Shelton went up by 15, they didn't panic. They did not panic. They just worked their way back into the game, and that's what you got to do.
All right, tell me where the start of the game is concerned, and the Buccaneers go up by 13. And we've talked about this over the course of the week. I mean, is there, when you're taking on a team that's won 216 consecutive conference games, they've been dominant for a decade, is there a little bit of a, for the lack of a better word, a mystique that sets in to begin with? It allows, in essence, it played a role in that building of a lead, and then the Lions kind of get comfortable with the surrounding and say, hey, we can play with these ladies.
Right. I think really what this really looks like to me is they may have had a few jitters at the beginning of the game, and once they got the jitters out of the way, they got into their flow of offense, because all they wanted to do was try to get inside against Shelton State. And they got Shelton State in foul trouble. That's why Nicola was not able to stay on the floor because of foul trouble. So when you look at it, Shelton State committed 10 fouls in that first half to only 7 for Wallace. And we got a good basketball game, 25 points at halftime. That's well below both teams' average, but this plays more into Wallace of Hanceville hands than Shelton. Shelton likes to get up and down the floor. They like to score in transition. They want to get the quick shots, the quick baskets. But Wallace has been doing a good job of controlling tempo.
You've looked at the stats. Tell me what stands out to you.
Well, the fact that the rebounding totals are the same, 15 for each team, and normally Shelton State dominates the glass, but they're not able to do that today, and I think a lot of that has to do with the foul trouble. When you look down at this list, at the number of people, Nicola has 2 fouls, Hobby has 2 fouls, Thomas has 2 fouls, Jenkins has 2 fouls. You got 4 or 5 players that already have 2 fouls, and when you foul, that means that you're not going to be as aggressive if you're doing the wood on the defensive end of the floor.
All right, going into the break, you tell me, what's the formula? The formula for Wallace Hanceville to win it, the formula for the Bucs to win it?
Well, for Wallace Hanceville, they got to continue to dictate the tempo of the game. They can't get into an up and down. This cannot be an up and down game if they want to win it. They got to control tempo, slow it down, and then it's just the opposite in the Shelton State locker room. They got to push. They got to get the easy baskets, and then when they get Nicola and Thomas them back on the floor, you got to go inside to them. Now, Thomas is doing a great job when it comes to rebounding the basketball, but she's already at 9 rebounds in one half. So go inside, score inside, put more pressure on Wallace or Hanceville in the paint.
All right, when we come back, let's take a preview of the men's game that's coming up. Wallace Hanceville, again in the men's championship. They'll be taking on Southern Union. We'll talk about that when we return for the ACCC Women's Basketball Championship. ACCC, the men's championship, coming up after this one wraps up. All right, let's talk about the men. Wallace, Hanceville, Southern Union. Again, you've got a 1 and a 2 seed. And again, you've got a couple of teams that have faced each other already twice during the regular season, and they scored a ton of points when they faced one another. What do we look for?
Well, you're going to look for a lot of scoring out of both of these teams, and in the Southern Union's case, Davis and Dennis had great games last night. They had 26 and 24 respectively, and also Mensah for Southern Union. He's the guy that's been carrying them all year. He was also in double digits. So with 3 people in double digits, I think he had 14 points. They got to push the ball. Both of these teams are going to look to get the ball down the floor. They're going to try to score as much as they can out of transition. And then when it comes to the half court, they're just going to pound it. They try to get it inside. And they like going downhill. I look forward to this championship game.
You know, if you look at some of the stats where their 2 meetings in the regular season are concerned, they, in 2 games, had a combined 367 points. And in one of the meetings, Thompson had 24 rebounds and 18 points. And then, of course, last night we saw Beam for Wallace Hanceville. I'm reading that for Southern Union, who had a triple-double.
Yes, in terms of blocks, rebounds, and points. And you got to look for games like that. Both teams know what's at stake. Both teams want to try to advance. That's why I think it's just going to be a dogfight, Robert. I think it's going to be a dogfight in that championship game for the men. And I'm so proud of what Wallace of Hanceville is doing, because they're doing all this without their leading scorer, Young. Kwame is out for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and he can't play. But yet and still, they haven't skipped a beat, because their bench is next man up mentality. They have been really playing some great basketball in this tournament.
And too, you've got kind of the role reversal in that where this game is concerned. The Bucks won both regular season matchups. The Lions trying to, break that. In the men's game, you've got the Lions who won both regular season matchups with Southern Union, and it's the Bison who would like to see that change.
Right, and they're going to. Coach Brown is going to have those guys ready to play. They're coming after them, and it's going to be a fantastic ball game. I think it's going to come down to the rebound battle. I think the teams that can get those extra points or extra possessions, I think that's who's going to come out on top.
I know I'm going back to the point again about the 2 wins during the regular season, but does it somewhere back in the crevices of the mind of the winner? I mean, is there a little relaxation because you've beaten the team twice, or is that just an irrelevant fact that folks like me harp on?
Well, this is the thing I'm looking at. The games were close. So, a break here and there, and it could have gone the other way. So neither team better take the other one for granted. They better come out and play. This is a new day. This is a new time. One loss, and your season's over with. They're not ready for the season either.
And where these teams are concerned, the national championship is at stake. A berth in that championship for the ladies. The Nationals and the NJCAA happen in Lubbock, Texas. And for the men, it happens in Hutchinson, Kansas. Here we are 3 minutes away from half number 2 in a 25 each game.
The ACCC congratulates Chattahoochee Valley women's basketball on winning the Gulf-South District Championship over Palm Beach State 62-55. They now advance to the NJCAA Division II National Tournament in Joplin, Missouri. Congratulations to the Lady Pirates. The Snead State men play Florida State College Jacksonville at 3:30 for the right to advance to the national tournament in Danville, Illinois.
Second half action about to get underway. Let's send out some congratulations. The Division II ACCC champs, Lady Pirates of Chat Valley, have knocked off Palm Beach State in the Gulf South District Championship, 62-55, and they are moving on to the Nationals in D2.
Right, and so far Shelton State has gotten off 2 good shots and have not been able to get it, and now on that third offensive rebound, they were able to put that one down. And that was Obade that time with the offensive rebound and the shot.
I would love to have been, but I really wouldn't like to have been in the locker room at halftime with the Bucks. Madonna Thompson is demonstrative.
Yes.
I got a feeling she did a little knowing.
I think she did also, because they were late coming out of the locker room. So everything she probably thought about was just mental for them. And and right then you had the offensive foul by Mercer.
Given to Nicola, trying to get it down low. That was a window that was not closing. It was closed.
Right, and I think that's what Coach Thompson is telling Nicola.
Put in play from the baseline. They were the benefactors of a Lion touching it last. Stolen away by Sanders and then tipped out of bounds by Hobdy.
Right, you can tell the scouting report worked for them, because they were ready for that play that time on that out of bounds under the basket.
Mercer bringing it down the floor in a 2-point game. These two teams met twice in the regular season. Bucks led both games at the half, not this one.
Right, and they were both high-scoring games, too.
Mercer with a pull-up from the stripe.
That was a good shot, just didn't drop for him.
Shot to Thomas, and then you got a foul.
Yeah, I think they're going to get an offensive foul on Thomas. That's her third.
I mean, that's big. She had 9 first-half rebounds.
Right. That's her third. Nicola has 2. Hobby has 2. Thomas now has her third, and then Jenkins has 2 for Shelton State.
Lob to Fuller. Back out front, it goes to Tinker.
Okay.
She will drop in another three.
Right, she's looking for a shot now. That's the Tinker we were looking for yesterday.
Gives Wallace Hanceville the lead. The only other Wallace Hanceville lead was at the 9:17 mark, 3 minutes into the game, or actually less than a minute into the game, and they led by 1. Hamdi to put it in play from the baseline. Obianozie lost it. Able to get it back.
They're going to try to get this ball inside. She's calling for the screen.
Hamdi feeding to Adams. That was Obianozie. She'll come down hard, pick up the personal. Will a Lion? Let's see which Lion.
Are they going to get Sanders for that foul?
And that's going
That's
to be
her
3.
third.
Obianozie shooting. Obianozie from Madison, Alabama.
She's 2 out of 3 from the free throw line today. Gonna let Fuller put a little air in the tires. Yep.
Lacing up the sneakers and grabbing a chair is Sanders with those 3 personals.
Right, and in this tie ball game, right now, the flow of the game, the pace is where the Lions want it.
We were tied at 25. We're tied at 28. Column in and out.
Yep, that one did everything but drop.
Throws it back onto the floor. Nicole and trying to get rid of it to a teammate.
Right, and you got to get a jump ball out of this, and it'll stay down on that end of the floor.
$7:17 to go in the third. Winner advances to the Nationals in Texas, and there's a chance the loser would advance to the Nationals in Texas.
Right. I'm going to be honest. I think if Shelton gets upset, I think they'll go.
I think you're right. Get an at-large bid. Give it down low to Nicola.
Yeah, Nicola has a size advantage down there in the block. She did a good job of holding off and getting that ball into her wheelhouse. She only has 4 points in this game, and she's their lead scorer.
Typically 16-9 for Nicola, and typically a decent free throw shooter.
82% normally.
Mercer directing a little traffic, sends Tinker to the other side of the floor.
That's going to stay with the Lady Lions.
Mercer with it out front, backs it out, top of the key.
Directing traffic. She's getting everybody in the right spots.
28 each. Off the rim, rebounded by Obianozie. Drive to the glass, Obianozie breaks the 28 tie.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Shelton now trying to drive the basketball because the Lions have done a pretty good job of clogging up the middle.
Reminiscent of a year ago when these two teams met. When these two teams met a year ago, Tinker off on the 3.
Yeah, she had to shoot that with the shot clock running down.
Had a different coach. The coach.
Sharp, Coach Sharp.
Is now the coach here,
Yes.
as in the University of Alabama, Hanceville.
And had the Lady Chargers playing well.
A little too
That's
strong
Nicola
with the Nicola. Column the rebound. That is Gibson. And
They'll go get a jump ball out of that. That's Nicola moving her feet and tying her up.
we had some Bucks breathing a sigh of relief, though. Thought that
Yep.
it was possible she picked up the foul.
Right. Yep, she ended up with a block and a jump ball out of that.
Yep,
Now-
and she got all ball.
Right. Now both teams are walking the ball up the floor. Very methodical game.
I don't think we're going to have 80 tonight from Shelton State.
Not at all.
And for that matter, I don't think we're going to have 71 from the Lions.
Right. That was full of that time with that foul. That's her second.
Well, we have headed to the media timeout. 4:44 to play in the third. And a 2-point game in the ACCC Championship. Both coaches, Coach Simmons, Coach Thompson, I mean, they didn't look particularly happy. That wasn't you when you were coaching. Was happening in the timeout. You were all smiles, giggles,
Yeah, right.
jolly.
But no, this is a very difficult game for both coaches because both of their teams are not putting the points on the board like they're accustomed to, because these are two of the highest scoring teams in the league, and they're both struggling to find points. And that was 2 free throws by Obanose, and she was able to put those down.
Hard to believe that a 4-point advantage is a little breathing room in this one. I mean, It's been so close. Tinker with it. She's got the capabilities of really taking a big bite out of a 4-point lead.
Right. She's looking a lot better today offensively.
Fakes the 3, gives it to Mercer. Shot clock dwindling. Into the corner to Tony. Got to get it up soon. About with a second left. Hobney with a board.
It's great patience by the Lions. They just couldn't get it to drop. And now they're running their horn set, and they're going to be looking to get this ball inside.
Given to Thomas, playing with those 3 personals. Into the corner to Nicola. Obianozzi. I'm not sure if that's the shot she wanted, but was forced to put it up.
Right, she had to. The shot clock was going down. The Lions dodged the bullet that time. Good take, good take.
Fuller able to use the body to kind of shield off Thomas.
Yeah, Dollop did a good job of going downhill that time.
It is a 2-point game again. Nicola with it. Hobby firing over to Nicola. Nicola lost it in the paint, diving to get it back. And that'll go off Hobby.
Yep, Hobby couldn't handle it in the paint. So with 2:48 to go, Wallace State has an opportunity to tie this ball game up.
Or take the lead. Given to Mercer. Mercer at the timeline right side. Back out front it goes to Fuller. That is Mercer for three.
And she got it.
Lions lead.
Like I said, she had the opportunity to take the lead, and they did. Good offense.
Nicola to Hobby. Obianozzi with a miss. Down with the rebound is Thomas trying to find somebody to get rid of it to Bone. Into the mix, got a jump ball. And the possession arrow will send us the other way.
Right. That should put Thomas up to about 10 rebounds now.
Well, there have only been 3 regular season losses by Shelton State. 2 to Three Rivers. And 1 to Chipola.
Right.
2 highly ranked teams.
Yep, nobody from the state of Alabama.
The Lions are giving the Bucks fits.
I think that's going to be Fuller going to the free throw line again.
But you know, it does seem like it's kind of a business-like approach.
Yep.
Where the Lions are concerned. They don't seem to be rattled even when they fell behind by 13.
Yep, they're poised. They're playing with a lot of poise. They slowed the tempo of the game down. That's what got them back into this. You got to remember, Shelton jumped out to a 15-point lead on them. And they're slowly working their way back.
This 2-point Lions lead, the biggest they've had. Hobby. And that'll go out of bounds off Gibson.
And now Shelton's been doing a pretty good job of out of bounds under the basket.
Given to Nicola.
And they're double teaming Nicola when she gets it in that post.
And his Bone with a miss on the 3-point try. Hobby and Tony battling to get to the ball.
Yep. And they're going to get Tony on that foul. And that's going to put Shelton State at the free throw line.
Hobby shooting. 69% of the year. Wow.
Rolled off. Tough one.
All I could think of was the Heinz ketchup commercial of anticipation.
Yep. Three-point lead. Tempo in your favor.
Frustrated Bucks and happy Lions at the moment, up by 3. Given to Tinker. Very little substituting from either team in this one, as Mercer misses on the 3.
Right. Shot clock was running down on that one. But 32-35, this would be the score you would think would be the halftime score.
Yeah.
And we're about to end the third quarter.
And typically it would be a halftime score for these two.
Right.
Obianozi back over to Hobney. Bring it down low, ran into the defense of Fulham and Tony. Thomas coming up with a loose ball.
3 seconds. Yep. See, once they knocked that ball loose, nobody left the lane, so that was the right call. So now the Lady Lions have an opportunity to go for the last shot of the quarter.
Gibson to Tony. That is Tinker.
Wow.
The lead is going to be 6 going into the 4th.
Yep.
Still 10 minutes to play in the game, but you already got the Lions saying, we believe.
Right.
We head into stanza number 4 with the upset-minded Lions up by 6. Ten minutes left in the season.
Yep, for one of these teams, and coming out of that quarter break, I like the enthusiasm on the Lions sideline.
Hobney putting up the 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Fuller.
So Shelton State's going to have to try to ranch up the defensive pressure, because right now this deliberate offense that the Lions are running has got them all out of sync.
Tony giving it to Tinker. Tinker off balance 3.
Yep, she just had to get that up. She got it when the shot clock was running down.
Six-point game, 9:13 to play. It has been a long time since the Buccaneers have lost to an Alabama team.
They're not ready to for that to happen yet. And that's Nicola with that left-handed hook.
Will it be today? Lions home so. Bucks say no. 38-34. And really, again, all of the meetings between these two have been low scoring. You had a 59-46, a 52-37, but this one looks like it's going to be lower than any of its predecessors.
Right, because the Lions figured that's the only way they have a chance against them is to slow the tempo of the game down.
Nicole's picked up another foul.
Yep.
That is going to be her third. Check that. They call Hobney. Thought that was a Nicola foul, but it was a Hobney one. Third for Hobney.
Yep, the fouls are adding up. Gibson at the free throw line.
1 of 2 goes Gibson. Five-point lead, Nicola banked it in.
Right, Nicola's heating up now. She's got their last 4 points.
Trims it to a 3-point lead. Sanders playing with 3 fouls over to Fuller. Fuller and Thomas battling. Thomas with 3 too. That is Mercer. She hits it.
It's a big shot for Mercer.
Back to a 6-point lead.
Whoa. It's going to be an offensive foul.
It'll be charged to Obianozi. And that'll be 3 on Obianozi.
You might see a little frustration settling in for Shelton State.
Mercer to walk it down the floor. Ladies Championship, the men to follow. Speaking of men in D2, the Gulf South District Championship just getting underway in Tallahassee. Snead State taking on Florida State College of Jacksonville. Short of the Mercer try.
And the ladies are scrambling. You can tell that both teams want this game. They want that ball.
Home battling for it.
And that's going to stay with Wallace.
Put in play to Tinker.
Wallace once again being very deliberate.
Tinker drives into the paint, feeds over to Fuller.
Oh, had that block.
Blocked by the lady who's got it, Bone. Hopty through the foul.
I think they're going to get Gibson on. Yeah, they're going to get Gibson on that foul.
She's got 3. So Sanders with 3, Gibson with 3, Thomas with 3, Hobney with 3.
And Hobney has a chance to chip away at this lead. Six-point lead in this game seems like it's more like a 12-point lead.
Agreed.
Yep.
Well, that's because it was a 2-point game or a tie game for so long. 2 big Hobney free throws. Mercer taking it down the floor. Back over it goes to Mercer. That is Sanders. Makes it in.
Yep. She got lucky on that one because she shot that one off balance.
Hodney, one side of the key to the other, goes to Obianozi. Dump to Nicola. Fires back onto the floor to Obianozi.
And they pass it to nobody. She thought her teammate was going to be cutting to the basket, and she didn't. She flared.
And she's explaining to Coach Madonna Thompson what went wrong. Coach is like, I know what went wrong. Fuller taking on Thomas. Rebounded by Hobdy. Obianozi into the paint. Good move to the glass.
Right. And see, that's the first time this half that the Lions didn't take their time on the offensive end. And it led to a break to a basket on the other end.
Halfway through the fourth. Sanders putting it on the floor. That is Mercer out front, working right side. Fires the jumper. Just a little bit short, out of bounds. And it will be Buccaneer basketball. But it will be Buck basketball after the break. We're heading down the home stretch in a 44-40 contest. Coach, we've got our money's worth. 44-40 ball game, 4 minutes, 42 seconds left to play. And we knew that based on the history of the Bucs, I mean, they're a quality team, obviously. Same was true with the Lions. We knew we were going to get a dandy. We just didn't know it was going to be this good.
That's right. That's right. And neither one of these teams was ready to relinquish this basketball game.
Hodney firing down low, and it's a 2-point game.
Right. That backdoor cut has been working for them all tournament long.
Mercer inside midcourt goes to Sanders. Shot clock dwindling. Mercer. Sanders, left side, defending is Obianozi. And it'll be Obianozi with a rebound and an opportunity for the Bucs to tie.
Tie or take the lead with
That's
a three.
right.
I think they're going to try to go inside. And here they go.
To Nicola, then to Thomas. That is Bone off on the three. Quickly expiring game on these slow, deliberate possessions.
Yep.
Mercer to Gibson and back to Mercer.
Wow.
That's a huge
Big-time
three.
shot. Big-time shot by Mercer.
Five-point lead. Lions. Bucks with a basketball inside 3 to go. Air ball on the Obianozi 3.
Now you can expect the Lions to milk this clock. And Coach Thompson's going to get a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. 47-42. 2:38 left to play. One team representing the ACCC will advance. Back with more after this. .238 to go.
Yeah, this is a big possession for Shelton State. They could not afford to let Wallace score this trip down the floor.
Sanders over to Mercer.
Coming off of the high ball screen.
Shot clock down to 5. Mercer leans in, short, rebounded by Thomas. And thus this becomes a big possession.
Right, and they're going to get a block on that one.
And Hobney to the stripe.
Yeah, with 2:01 to go, you got to get some points on this possession. Because that 5-point lead is like a 10-pointer, as you can see on the push down the floor. She's still moving. Good call by the officials.
So Hobney, the 69% free throw shooter.
Yep.
Trying to turn it into a one-possession game.
Yeah, there's plenty of time left in the game, but you just got to score on this end.
2 big Hobney free throws.
And the other thing that you're not seeing out of Shelton State tonight, they have not extended their defense.
Mercer with Hobney defending, gives it to Fuller. Into the corner it goes. Sanders off on the 3. And stepping out, trying to bring it onto the floor was Fuller.
So you're down by 3, minute 31 to go. This is a very, very important possession for the Lady Bucks.
They want to head back to the other end of the floor, either tied or within one. And you got an offensive, that'll be Nicolna.
Yep, that's going to be her 4.
Foul number 3, but
that's a 3rd one.
More importantly, it takes away the possession.
Yeah, possessions are more important now, and Coach is going to talk about it. He's called a 30-second timeout on it. And he's probably just wants to settle his ladies down because he knows he has a 3-point lead. And this is a very crucial time of the game. They've been in control. Since the second quarter on, this game has been played at their pace.
You're right, since that 15-point lead that Shelton State had from that point on, it has been the Lions.
Right, they have methodically slowed this game down. They're doing things at their own pace, and it has thrown Shelton State off.
All right, what's going on in both huddles?
Well, they got to defend right now, so in Shelton State huddle, they're talking about probably picking up now instead of laying back. You got to apply pressure. You got to defend without fouling. And in Wallace State huddle is very simple. Control the game.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
3-point lead. Sanders losing into the other side of the floor.
Yep. That's good defense. Now you got the stop you were looking for. Now you got to come up with an offense that'll score you some points.
Down by 3.
And Coach is going to get another timeout, Coach Thompson.
So this game of chess continuing as we had the 30 for Simmons to make his moves, and now we've got the 30 for Coach Madonna Thompson to do the same.
I'm thinking they're going to draw up something that's probably going to have a flash screen. No, with them, they're going to go a back door. They're going to have something with a backdoor cut.
I noticed that right in the middle of the huddle, Colin Hardy was actually kind of directing things.
Right, he's the one that helped Coach Thompson get that timeout.
Yep.
And then she allowed him, he was telling her about a specific play. And then she just let him diagram it for the team.
Well, you know, he's the only unbeaten coach in junior college basketball.
I like that.
2-0 filling in for Madonna Thompson. He actually says it's 2 1/4.
I got you. Watch it. Look for something. Oh, that's a drive. Oh, it's a drive.
Go out of bounds off Fuller.
So now you need a good out of bounds play.
Hamdi to put it in play from the baseline.
That's going to be a drive.
Might have got away with a walk there. Over it goes to Hamdi. She'll put up the 3 off the rim. Obanozi coming down with a rebound, and that'll roll out of bounds off Fuller.
Right, now with 40 seconds to go, you still have enough time to go ahead and just score the 2. You don't necessarily have to shoot a 3 right now.
So we stay on this end of the floor, do it again. The throw in from the baseline by Hamdi.
Oh, they're going to get a hold, but that's not going to hurt you because you're not in the bonus yet. Wallace State only has 2 team fouls.
And actually, if you fall behind, that helps you.
Yep.
Now, they don't have any plans of falling behind right now, but the Bucks do. They have a plan to try to change the leaderboard.
Yeah, they've committed that foul to keep them from scoring.
Thomas got the look and got the putback.
So now you're down by 1.
And you got a timeout asked for by the Lions.
Yeah, it's going to be a full timeout. and they still got to advance the basketball now. It's you got 5 seconds to get the ball over half court.
Well, Coach, everything we wanted, we got in this one. We didn't think so early after the 15-point Buccaneer lead. Let's see, when did that happen? At the 8:38 mark in the second quarter.
Right.
But from that point on, the Lions started turning things around.
Right. They started chipping away, and the whole thing came down to them controlling the pace of the game. They did not get into an up and down game with Shelton State, and that has manifested into them having a 1-point lead with 30 seconds to go and the ball.
All right, I know I ask you all the time, but I want to know. Let's go into the huddles again. The complexion of the game has changed slightly in that it was a 3-point game. It's now a 1. Is the strategy still the same?
Well, no, I think for Shelton State, they don't have to foul because when you look at the shot clock, there's a 5-second difference. That's enough time to get the ball down the floor, and it's only a 1-point game, so you can dribble the length of the floor in 5 seconds. But you got to defend right now without fouling. You don't have to foul. And in Wallace of Hanceville, all 5 players got to know they got 5 seconds to advance that ball past half court.
But are you that worried outside of the fact that a player's going to pick up a foul? Are you that worried about fouls here?
Oh, no, because nobody's shooting any free throws right now. They barely got it over.
4.9 had 5 seconds to get it across midcourt.
And you definitely don't want to foul now.
Well, that's what Homney does. And you still got to do it again.
Yeah, but see now you got to do it 2 more times because if they'd have just played it out, it still would have got the ball back with 5 seconds to go.
So another timeout on the floor.
But they got to come out of this timeout. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong one. They only need to foul 1 more time and put somebody at the free throw line. So now you need to be talking about who you want to foul. And you probably, she's going to make a sub to get somebody in that can make this foul. That's Bone coming in the game. She'll probably be the designated fouler.
And it is just a single-point ball game, so you foul. If they make the free throws, you're still within a possession.
Yes. But now you got an opportunity to go for a steal here or get a 5-second call.
And you get a 5-second.
There it is.
Wow, that's huge.
That was a quick one, but it's 5 seconds.
That is huge.
Yes. So now with 13.6 seconds, Shelton State has an opportunity to win the basketball game.
13.6, 47-46 Lion lead.
But one of the things that can help Wallace State, you only got 3 team fouls. You can foul again. You let them take some time off the clock, foul. Make them take it out again, start all over.
And I'm sure that's part of the discussion in the huddle as we speak.
And then you see Nicola coming back in the game. They took Nicola out so she wouldn't pick up that foul. Now she's back in the game for the offense. Now Coach Thompson, she's got to come up with one of her better offensive sets.
Are you bringing it inside?
Yes, I will go inside. And then if you're down there at Wallace or Hanceville, I'm going to use that foul that I got to give. You don't foul right away now. You let them take some of the time off the clock, then you foul.
Buccaneers down by 1 with 13.6 remaining. Somebody's going to be tearing down the nets, but we don't know who right now.
Oh, Coach Thompson's going to get another time. She's going to get a 30-second timeout. She said,
can't take them with you.
She can't take them with you, so she said, let's get them out of the way.
So she looked at the defensive alignment?
No, to me, I think they thought of another play that they probably can run. Now, the Lions came out in the man-to-man. There have been times in this situation I will go to a zone. because everything that they've come up with on that sideline is for man-to-man.
Donna Thompson, a member of the first Final Four University of Alabama women's basketball team. I believe it was 1994.
And I'm thinking that Wallace has to use that foul to give. Oh, they're going inside right away.
Wow, missed a huge Obianozi too.
Yep. It was there. Great play. She got the look that she wanted. They like going back door. They did that.
I mean, it was what she wanted.
Yes.
And, Coach, I have not heard you mention the bunny, but that's one missed.
Yeah, but I didn't want to do that to the lady.
Wow.
Big free throws here, though.
Well, there's still a chance for the Box Lions. Loving their chances better.
And now, this is where your 3 fouls really come into play. You don't have to let them get a shot off.
It is a 3-point game.
Yep, too many players on the floor right now. But here's the thing, with only three team fouls, you don't have to let them. Wow, why are they not fouling?
Here is the ball game. Hamdi needing a 3, shoots. Ball game over, and the Lions have upset the Bucks.
Jubilant Lions, they deserve it. They control the game from the 8:38 mark on. They control the basketball game.
First time in 217 games that Shelton State has lost to a conference foe. And the Lions will represent the ACCC in Lubbock, Texas, and the Nationals. Hamdi running out of time.
But I guarantee you, we're watching the replay here, but I guarantee you, Shelton State should get an automatic bid. This is only their 4th loss of the season. They've been ranked in the top 10. They should get they should give an at-large bid.
Wow, what a win for the Lions. And again, that wasn't a fluke win.
And then as you can see, I didn't understand why they didn't foul with only 3 team fouls. And I think Coach Thompson wanted her to make that pass to the wing.
So it is the Lions that will win it. And extra sweet for the Lions. You got a rival. You got a team that's knocked you off twice in the regular season. You got the Buccaneers of Shelton State.
Now let's go back to the thing that you've been talking about all week. Is it hard to beat a team 3 times?
Yep. I guess we got our answer. So the Lions will win it.
Right.
And I think right now they're probably trying to decide who to hand hardware to.
Correct. All tournament team and that kind of thing. That's what the delay is about.
I hate to put you on the spot, and I won't narrow it down to one, but the contenders where the Lions are concerned for MVP.
Well, you know you got to have, I think Fuller has to be in the equation. Tinker is going to be in the equation, especially for this championship game. Both of those ladies, I think, would have to be a part of it.
Now we're trying to coordinate things. It looks like we're going to have time to go to a break. Let's do it real quickly before the awards are presented.
season and tournament. A lot of hard work, time, and effort by all enabled us to crown a champion today. The ACCC extends its appreciation to the University of Alabama Hanceville, Athletic Director Kate Smith, Tyler Daniel, and staff. The Hanceville Sports Commission, Hanceville-Madison County Convention and Visitors Bureau, staff, volunteers, and the Hanceville community for their hospitality and tireless work in making this a first-class event. Let's give everyone a round of applause. And now, presenting the all-tournament team. From Calhoun Community College, Jamia Griffin. From Shelton State, Julie Nicoma. From Shelton State, Michaela Hoppy. From Wallace State, Cameron Sanders. From Wallace State, Nyla Fuller. And the tournament most valuable player is awarded to Idasia Mercer from Wallace State. At this time, we would like to recognize the Bucks from Shelton State on their ACCC runner-up finish and a great season. And now, to present the 2025 ACCC Basketball Championship Trophy to the Lions of Wallace State. And congratulations on a great season.
Well, Coach, this one is over, and the Lions have pulled off the upset. 49-46. Congratulations to the all-tournament team members. Javen Griffin of Calhoun, we saw her play yesterday and the day prior. What a great tournament she had. Julie Nicolna, Michaela Hobney from Shelton State, Cameron Sanders, Nana Fuller, and the MVP, Asia Mercer of Wallace, Hanceville. Man, what a terrific tournament, what a terrific game.
Right, and she had 17 points in this championship game, so she did everything she needed to do. She settled her team down. They controlled tempo, and they were able to win this game, shooting 36% from the field. But I think the biggest thing is that they were able to play the game at the pace that they wanted, Robert, and I think that's big for them.
So Nina Fuller, and that is Callie Tinker, who took a big chunk out of that net.
Right, and then Wallace had scored 16 points off of Shelton State's turnovers. Shelton State only had 13. I mean, most of the time, if you only have 13 turnovers, you're going to be in most games, and this game came down to the wire.
I noticed, too, that when the first place trophy was handed out, it was Gibson who grabbed it and was cuddling like a little baby in her arms.
Right. Great time for them. But I expect both of these teams, of course, Wallace will get the automatic, but I do think that they will extend an invitation to Shelton State.
Shelton State coming into the game, the number 6 ranked team in the country, 27-3. Only losses were to Three Rivers and Chipola, twice to Three Rivers. And then to Chipola at South Georgia Tech's Christmas tournament. Wallace Hanceville losing the 2 regular season games, but the Keywood, they win and win it all. And again, Coach, as I mentioned earlier, this just wasn't a fluke game. It wasn't one of those where, you accidentally win the game.
Nope.
They won it outright.
Yeah, they won it their way by slowing the tempo of the game down. You talk about a team that averages 79 points a game and they only score 46.
Some of the reserves, and the reserves play a vital role in the success of a team as well. They may not have been on the floor producing the points and getting the rebounds today, but they are key ingredients.
Oh yeah, they iron sharpened iron. They're the ones that keep those starters going. They're the ones that push them in practice, and you got to have that. That's why it's called a team sport.
So the ACCC with a couple of representatives. On the women's side, in D2, it is Chat Valley. And on the ladies' side, it is in D1, it is Wallace Hanceville. How do you like their odds in the national tournament?
Well, I think anybody coming from the South has a good chance. We play a great brand of basketball here in the state of Alabama. They'll be competitive going out to play in the national tournament.
And what about for Joseph Simmons, first-year coach at Wallace Hanceville? A year ago, they were in the championship game, lost a close one to the Buccaneers, finished as the runner-up. Man, you come in with a lot of pressure to produce a winner, and he responded to the pressure.
Right, but see, the other thing that you got too now, you got a lot of returning players from last year's team too. We sat here and watched Tinker and Fuller and these guys compete last year. So they know that's stuck in their craw. Hey, we lost a tough game last year. And you get a new coach in there. He understands about the culture of where the Lions lady basketball have been over the years. And he just came in and everything just worked out for him.
Well, there's some of the assistant coaches in the Blazer. Joseph Simmons. They only lost 4 regular season games to Shelton State.
Yep, great win for Wallace and Hanceville.
And I think the coach is getting with one of the crew here going, okay, now how do I take the rest of that net with me? There's Coach.
Yep.
Climbing up the ladder.
Yep. Yep, he should take the whole thing down, and it's a wrap.
And there it comes down.
Yep. You can tell he's had experience of cutting the nets down.
He's got a souvenir to go along with that big trophy. And he's got a trip to make to Texas, representing the ACCC. Well, the ladies' game is over, and that means we will shift our focus to the men. We're going to see if we can get Coach Simmons up here in our broadcast booth in a bit. Lots more to come here on Alabama Public TV and JockJive. Quick reminder, too, to follow us on JockJive and subscribe to our YouTube channel at JockJive Sports. Game 1 in the books. It's a 49-46 Wallace Hanceville win. We'll talk about the men when we return to UAH, the stable, the campus of the University of Alabama, Hanceville. .30 minutes spent on the clock. We're getting ready for the matchup for the men's basketball championship coming up. It'll be Wallace Hanceville taking on Southern Union. That's right, Wallace Hanceville with a couple of teams in the championship. The ladies already victorious, 49-46 win, trying to set the standard for the men who will take to the hardwood next, and the clock is already rolling. So we are now about 30 minutes away from tip as the Bison and the Lions have taken to the hardwood. We've also put out an APB on a popular fellow right now, Joseph Simmons, head coach at Wallace Hanceville. His ladies in his first year have pulled off the major upset and defeat Shelton State to advance to Lubbock, Texas to play in the Nationals. Meanwhile, for the Lady Bucks, season still might not be over. As a matter of fact, There are typically about 8 at-large bids issued by the NJCAA, and I have a very sneaky suspicion that when they look at the scope of work for Shelton State, a number 6 ranking, unbeaten, making it to the conference championship, plus their history, that will all play a role in getting them an at-large bid, but all of that will be decided. I believe the selection show is either Sunday or Monday, and we'll find out whether Shelton State will join the Lions and head to Lubbock. Also a week ago, it was Chat Valley winning the ACCC Division II. They knocked off Sneed State, and today they captured the district, which gives them a path now to the Nationals in D2 women's basketball. Meanwhile, Sneed State, which won the Division II ACCC men's title, is, as we speak, playing Florida State College in Tallahassee for the right to go to the men's nationals in Division II. A quick look again at the stats in the first half. I'll make that in the first game, the first half of our doubleheader. For the Lions, top scorer with 17 was Mercer. The top rebounder was Fuller with 9. Meanwhile, for Shelton State, Hobney and Obianozi both with 15. Thomas grabbed 13 boards. 36% shooting from the floor for both teams. But the biggest difference was beyond the arc, where Shelton State hit 8% and Wallace State hit 50% of their threes. And the largest lead in the ballgame was a Shelton State lead that came in the first half at the 8:38 mark. But by the end of the game, it was the Lions that had the lead and had the win and now have the trophy, and they're headed to the Nationals as they win it by a 49-46 final. Well, these two teams that are on the floor as we speak have both been here previously. And we're talking about Southern Union and Wallace Hanceville. And they have met each other previously, twice during the regular season. On the 23rd of January, it was a Wallace Hanceville 196 win. And on the 20th of February, it was a 92-79 win for Wallace Hanceville. We'll see what happens on this, the 8th day of March. We are back with more as our pregame for the men's championship continues on Alabama Public TV.